This Hangout on air is live. All right, this should be recording. If somebody can post in the chat on the side that this is working live, that'd be really cool. I'm going to get started in a few seconds here. Hopefully this is live and working. Haven't gotten any message yet. It says 0 viewers. Currently in room, 14 attendees. Working good, sir. Cool. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys getting back to me. I guess it's a little bit laggy, a little bit behind. But, I'm going to start tonight's call here with a question. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome on to the call. My name is Anton Neugebauer. I'm 22. I'll get into kind of why you're on the call, why your friend introduced you to this link, me, why they're sharing this information with you, and all your questions will be answered. But I'm going to start with a question, something that I was asked a few days ago, and it really, really stuck with me, and this is something that I've been sharing with everybody. If you had the opportunity to change something about your life, what would you change? Common answers I've gotten are, I'd like to get better grades. I'd like to lift more. I'd like to run a faster mile. I'd like to have a bigger bank account. I'd like to have more freedom. I'd like to travel more. A lot of people are seeking progress. A lot of people are seeking change, and they just don't have the vehicle to do it. I've always had big dreams, big goals, big ambitions, but I've really never had any vehicle to make it happen. My name is Anton Neugebauer. I'm 22 years old from Glen Mills, Pennsylvania. I was raised by 2 entrepreneur parents who knew how to work hard to make a living. I was introduced to Vima, this company you're being introduced to tonight, in June 2012 by a good high school friend of mine named Luke Kish. You might have heard of him before. And at the time, I was looking for a way to make more money part-time than I was in my summer job. I didn't like working in my summer job. All of the time, every single summer, was dedicated to making money. And that, I feel like a lot of people are doing the exact same thing. I was trading my entire summer, 3 months, for money, which is ridiculous. If you added up all the time that people trade and spend for working for somebody else, it's unbelievable. So my buddy Luke was at the time showing me a way that I could make more money part-time and be my own boss, work part-time on the side. And he said I could be my own boss. And I had no business experience, no prior sales experience, no communicating skills. I couldn't really public speak. In high school, I was very shy, and I didn't really, think for myself. I kind of went with the flow. So he told me I could be my own boss, and I was very, very excited. I was excited over what that could do for me, the freedom it would give for me. And if that seems like the change that you want in your life, I encourage you guys to really keep an open mind. I had a 2.5 GPA in high school. I'm not book smart at all. And for some reason, I thought I could be a doctor. I have a passion for nutrition, anatomy, being active, being fit. And I thought I could be a doctor because that was the highest paid profession I could think of that entailed the things that I enjoyed. Little did I know, I was signing up for 8 to 9 years of school, over like close to $400,000 in student loan debt, which is the #1 debt in America right now. And I wasn't the biggest fan of school. We talked about my grades. So I was looking for something different. I fell into this opportunity in 2.5 years of building Vima. Results not typical. I've learned a little under $200,000. And I don't say it to brag or impress anybody on the call. But what I do say that to really open your mind for is because I've learned in the past 2.5 years way more than $200,000 could ever possibly buy, which is an incredibly bold thing to say. But here's what I've learned. I've learned that nothing goes vertical or straight up. With expansion comes recession. And with recession comes expansion. Life is like a roller coaster. It's going to go up and it's going to come back down. All businesses go up and go back down. So expect those things. If something's going down in your life, it'll come back up. I've learned that over $1.3 trillion is owed to the United States government and growing every single day in student loans. In fact, it's so bad that JP Morgan stopped giving out student loans because there's no return on their investment. One of the most well-known banks in the world, one of the most biggest names when it comes to banking, is no longer giving out student loans because they can't make money on them. That's ridiculous. I've learned that only about half of college grads get jobs out of school. 1 in 2 people, regardless of just about anything, school, race, degree, profession, anything, which is ridiculous. I read in a recent Forbes article in 2014 that 14% of 2014's graduating class had a job lined up upon graduation. What did you just spend 150 to 200? Like, what did you spend all that money for? If you're not going to go and get a job, most people don't even get a job in their field. And if you do get a job, most people switch their profession 3 to 5 times through their career. What did you even go to school for? So I've learned a lot of things, guys. I've learned that 64% of Americans never leave the United States, which can't possibly be because they don't want to. Most people that I ask if they'd like to change something about their life, they'd say they like to travel more. They'd like to have more freedom. So it can't possibly be they don't want to. It's more likely that they don't have the money to travel or that they don't have the time to travel. Most people I know who have jobs, they only get off for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. Those are the only times they get paid vacation, which is absurd. You want to be able to travel the world. You don't want to have to be 45 years old and ask your boss when you can go on vacation as a grown man. That's ridiculous. I've learned that time is our most valuable asset. It's something that we can't get back. On your tombstone, it's the date you're born and the date you died. It says nothing about the time you spent here. The time you spent here is the only thing that you'll remember. So I encourage you to think about that. It's what you do in your free time that really makes all the difference. I saw an opportunity that I could work in my free time on this thing and let the time I was putting in compound and make some money. And I'll get into that and make some money, and it would pay off long term. I saw building an asset was worth it for me. I looked at people like Bill Gates and I thought, that guy, there's no way he just started like that. It had to compound. He had to start putting in time and more and more and more and more and more. And over time, he got to be this immense success story. So the homeless guy on the side of the street has 24 hours. Bill Gates has 24 hours. It's what you do with your free time that really matters. I've learned that over 72% of the United States is overweight. I was sitting down eating breakfast at a local spot the other day, Megan's, and I looked around, and this is unfortunate, but 15 out of the 19 people there were not in good shape. I'll say that to be respectful. And 3 of them that were in good shape were me, Andrew, and Luke, which is something else. That really got me thinking, who do I know that is interested in seeing change in the way that their body looks? I've learned in the 21st century, you can find just about anything online. And I mean anything. In fact, I'm in the process of teaching, me and a couple of my friends, we're working on teaching ourselves how to trade stocks online for free. There's videos all over YouTube on how to do it. You can learn how to do just about anything. I've learned how to run a business, how to motivate people, how to communicate a point effectively, how to public speak, how to lead, how to do things I never thought that I would learn how to do in school. I've learned through building my own business. I've learned that the same wind blows on everybody. It's not the blowing of the wind that really sets your destination or your end result. It's the set of the sail. It's not what happens to you. It's what you do about what happens to you. It's how you respond. It's how you react. I've learned that there's always somebody smarter than you, taller than you, faster than you, harder working than you, willing to put in more time, willing to put in more effort. The only thing you can control is how hard you work in your own personal effort. I've learned that the average retirement age of a human being right now, as of 2014, is 62 years old. I've learned that the average age of death is 76, which means, what do you have, 14 years to sit on the couch and watch TV? So think about that for yourself. What do you want to do? I'm 22, so what do I want to do for the next 40 years? I want to do something that I think is fun. I want to live the life that I think I deserve. So if you've been shared tonight's call from a friend, think about what you would like to do with the next 40 years of your life and see if this lines up. I've partied in every major city in the United States, and I've built some homes for some underprivileged, really good friends of mine in Guatemala. I'm 22, and thus far in my life, I haven't come across a better opportunity for a young person to live the life that they want to live. The company we work with, and why you're on the call tonight, is called VIMA. It's an acronym for Vitamins, Essential Minerals, Mangosteen, and Aloe Vera. The company has specialized in a line of liquid nutrition products, from energy drinks to coffee to weight loss supplements, which is a huge trending topic these days. So they've developed such a powerful liquid antioxidant that it has been featured on the Dr. Oz show. Dr. Oz recommends it as his favorite fatigue fighter. If you've ever heard of that 2:30 feeling, he recommends it to fight that fatigue in your job. If you've ever heard of Men's Journal recommends our liquid multivitamin as the most complete liquid antioxidant for men under 50. Vima has recently expanded their weight loss, their product line into the health and wellness industry, into weight loss, which energy drinks is what we were primarily working with before. That's a $5 billion industry, $12 billion industry. And we recently branched off more towards a $60 billion industry, a 5 times bigger industry, which is something I'm really excited about. And it couldn't happen at a better time. You look at many of the people that you know as a young person. I'm not sure of the age of many people watching this video, but if you're a young person like I am, most of my friends are concerned about how many likes they're getting on their Instagram photo, if their selfie's getting enough attention, if they hashtag, should they hashtag more? Most of my friends are concerned about if their ex-boyfriend or girlfriend is looking at their Snapchat story and if they look good in their Snapchat story, if their ex-girlfriend thinks that the new boyfriend is good or something. They're so concerned with their image and how people perceive them and what they think of them all the time. This couldn't happen at a better time. If you've ever heard of the show on NBC called Extreme Makeover Weight Loss Edition, the celebrity trainers for that show, Chris and Heidi Powell, have designed our weight loss line called Body. I've seen tremendous success consuming these products. It's allowed me to stay lean. This past week, actually, me and a couple of my friends have started to make this product line a priority and see what it could do for our bodies. And it's helped me gain 4 or 5 pounds in the past week here. So that's some incredible results. I drink a Body Burn, which has 20 grams of protein in it, 100 milligrams of caffeine. It gets your metabolism going. It's a thermogenic weight loss, so it's going to burn some fat a little bit on you. So I like to drink that as a pre-workout. If there's any athletes or people who are health conscious on the call tonight, I encourage you guys to drink that before you go to the gym. Take the dollars off the C4, the Jack that you're spending on, and that stuff's terrible for you anyway. And buy a better product that's genuinely good for you. And then after the gym, I consume a Body Build. I had my first one the other day, and I drank the whole thing trying to find something wrong with it. I'll be honest with you. And the whole thing was gone before I even noticed. I was trying to find an imperfection. It's almost too good to be true good. You take your first sip and you're like, no, it can't be that good. So I encourage everybody on tonight's call, whether you're in the business or you're checking it out for the first time, to get your hands on that product. It's got 25 grams of protein in it. It tastes just like vanilla ice cream. If you ever had a vanilla milkshake from Chick-fil-A, tastes the exact same. So it's got 25 grams of protein. Like I said, it's also packed with branched chain amino acids, which are a big thing in the industry right now because your body produces them naturally, amino acids. So if you don't have them, if you don't have enough of them, your muscles will eat other muscles to repair themselves. So you want those. Those are good. Long story short, Body Build's great for you. So if you're hearing about this thing for the first time from a third-party perspective about this opportunity, I would encourage everyone to look at a few things. First, timing. Vima has done over $200 million in sales in 2014 and in 2013. Previous year, we did just, I believe, 117 million. So you look at a growing company that just expanded their product line into an even bigger industry. When companies in this industry have been built to 12 billion with Dads and shampoo, if you've ever heard of Amway, Moms and Lotion, if you've ever heard of Avon. So this has been done before, but never in an industry as large as the one we're in with people that are as talented as we are. I would look at our age group and think about how we're the future of advertising, how young people are our billboards. I'm wearing a North Face fleece, I guess you'd call it. And if you like this, you're probably going to go to Cabela's where I got it and be like, I like the way it looked on him. I'm going to get one of those for myself. It looks warm. I'll never get paid for that, ever. But that's how everything works these days. On Instagram, if Maggie DePippo says, go follow Luke Kish, all of Maggie's 5,000 followers are going to go and look at Luke Kish's page and at least check out his page because Maggie recommends it. Because the people who follow her trust her opinion. That's advertising. Everything we do these days works that exact same way. So I would look at other opportunities in our economy and realize young people don't have a pot to piss in when it comes to opportunity. Most of my friends are working at Subway, PF Chang's, Red Robin, living at home with mom and dad at 24, 25 years old because they're unemployed. And I don't say that to bash them. I say that to encourage people to think bigger. Think what you're worth. Think as a human being, what could you do with a performance-based income? I would think about the value of building a business, an asset, building something that's for the long term instead of going for this instant gratification stuff. Build something that's going to pay you next week, next month, next year, next decade, for your kids, for your kids' kids. Think long term instead of what's tonight going to be like. What am I doing tonight? Where's the party tonight? Think for the future. So how this whole thing works, guys, Vima takes dollars traditionally spent on billboards, commercials, YouTube ads, and they don't pay for stuff like that. Verve isn't sold retail. Body's not sold retail. You never find it in stores or on shelves. That would defeat the purpose for online business and direct sales. That's how we do business. So it's a little bit different. Get back with the person who brought you on here tonight and ask some questions to understand the business model a little bit better. So to really break this down for you, get an online storefront. And if you create 100 orders of these products shipping out monthly, so whether that's 100 fraternity guys at your local college campus that are consuming the product, or some girls who are interested in losing a pant size, or anybody who's interested in consuming healthier products, who's interested in a liquid multivitamin, you can build a business virtually anywhere around these products. Everybody I know is interested in seeing progress in their health. We talked about people who'd be interested in change. So about 100 orders of these products shipping out monthly in your organization, whether that's you introduce it to 5 and those 5 tell 10, or you introduce it to 100 each personally, whatever you got to do, 100 orders in your organization shipping out every single month, Vima's going to pay you about $1,000 a month. Now, if those 100 orders ship out the next month, you're going to get paid $1,000 again. And when people get good results on these products, what tends to happen is they tell their friends. If I like something, what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to tell my friends. If I get good results in a business model, what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to tell my friends. If something crazy is going on in any young person's life, they're telling their friends immediately. So that's kind of how this works. And if you think big, think about, what's going on in our economy right now. I looked at the numbers. About 1,200 orders of Vima's products shipping out monthly in your Vima organization, whatever the products are. And we talked about the industries and the spaces that we're in and how possible that really is. 1,200 orders of these products shipping out every single month. Vima's going to pay you close to $2,000 a week. Results not typical, but there's 30 million undergrads in just the United States alone, with an average of $30,000 in student loans each. In the worst recession since the Great Depression, when Obama is on CNN saying the average retirement age could potentially be 72 in the future, and we're open in over 50 countries, you look at what could happen if you dropped an opportunity like this into the college market with products that flat out work. When a new freshman class every single year, there's a tremendous need for opportunity. I saw a chance, a choice that I could make to work for the next 3 to 5 years and never have to worry about money again, as opposed to working for 40, 50 years for somebody else on their time when they want me to show up for work and when they want me to go to the bathroom. I liked this better. And I thought to myself, where else can I go as a young person to hit a home run? Where else can I go and decide when I want to go to second base? I don't have to wait for the guy that's on second to advance to third, metaphorically speaking. I thought big for myself. I thought, where else can I control my growth? So I encourage you to think about who you know who'd be interested in changing something about their life. The first question I led with tonight. If you had an opportunity to change something, what would you change? If you introduce Vima's business model with a Body 24/7 pack, that's 1 pack of Vima, 2 of the liquid multivitamin bottles, 1 case of Body Burn, that pre-workout I touched on, 2 cases of Body Build, that protein shake I talked about, which breaks down to $3.30 a can. So it's like $3.30 a meal. If you know your proteins, it's casein protein, and you can look at kind of the nutrition facts and what it matches up with. The price points are a little bit cheaper than muscle milk, and if you match it up to buying a tub of protein, it ends up being a little bit cheaper. So for that pack I mentioned, the 1 pack of Vima, the 1 pack of the 1 pack of Body, and the 2 pack of Build, it's $300. That gets you the product I talked about, and it unlocks your business model. If you introduce that same pack to 3 friends in 1 week, you're going to make close to $400. You created 3 different product sales for Vima. They pay you for that. And then you're going to get what's called a frenzy bonus because you purchased the 24/7 pack. If you help 2 of those 3 friends see results on the product and share their product story with a couple of their friends, and you help those 2 out of 3 make an extra $600 a month with the Vima business model. So if you help other people succeed in the business and in the product, Vima will pay you an extra $400 a month towards either a brand new car or towards your student loans. You can take it and just put it towards just about anything you want these days. So I encourage you guys to think who you know, not just in our country, but think who you know internationally who'd be interested in changing something about their lifestyle. So in closing, I encourage everyone to keep an open mind. In this economy, the most expensive thing you can have is a closed mind. And get back with the person who brought you on the call tonight. Ask about the Body 24/7 pack. Ask about how you can get set up with a plan to change the way you look, travel more, have more freedom, change your boss, be your own boss, change the amount of money in your bank account. Let's change something in 2015.